Good morning, sunshine. Are you ready to be energized? Guten Morgen. How are you? Hope you're good. Right, don't need these anymore because the theme music's finished. Oh, yeah. It's Thursday. I think it's Thursday. I have an appointment at 9 o'clock this morning after I've dropped Grandma off at her work with the occupational health who will decide whether I am righteous enough to go back to work. I hope that I am. And I hope that I get back soon. It'll be good. Oh dear. And it's beautiful outside today in Edinburgh. I'm just looking out the window here. You know, we should really do a weather window again, shouldn't we? I'll maybe set that up because it is stunning. It's going to be glorious the next few days, actually. So here's the thing. If I am back at work as of tomorrow and I start at 7 o'clock, that means that I'm going to be in bed super sharp and up at about 5 to do this show about 5:30ish. So we will have to change the times, but we're going to talk about that tonight when we launch the trailer for the season 2 of The Human Condition, which is going to be interesting. And we'll also talk about the evolution of how we go forward with the channel when I return back to work, because it's kind of important that we do the right thing for all that, which is good. Right, we're going to talk about the papers as well, as we always do. But yesterday was my lady wife's birthday. I will not tell you how old she was because that's very ungentlemanly. And we went out for a date in the COVID world. And I'm going to make a video about that because it's an interesting story. It was my first experience to be social out there for like almost 4 months. It's kind of wild. But if you want to see some interesting things that we did, they're on my Instagram, the Mojax _Happy one, the personal one. They're not on the Radio Apocalypse one. I'd like to keep that just for streaming. So there's some good pictures there. I've put them on all my personal ones actually, but because I've got 3 sort of, well, 1 semi-business one and 2 kind of personal ones, and the streaming one, which is the Radio Apocalypse one, all aimed at different sort of people. Oh God, why do I yawn so much just now? It's ridiculous. Okay, so we're going to talk about the papers today. I've not had a chance to go through them all. So when we go through them, you will see a genuine reaction to what is happening, which is always a good fun thing to do. Okay, let's see. Right. Alright. Daily Express. My glasses are... Oh. Sellotape's coming away from... Right. Hang on. Let's see if we can just... I need to get new glasses. I kind of broke these about a month ago, and I've just never got out to fix them yet. Right. This is a shame. This is about the widow of PC Andrew Harper. Jail killers of the 999 workers for life. Please, widow. I would agree with that. If you're party to taking the life of anybody, to be perfectly honest, and you have been found guilty, and it's irrefutable, and there's no remorse, then you should be put in jail and never see the light of day again. The widow of PC Andrew Harper, who died after he was dragged for more than a mile, wow, by a getaway car. Wow, that's called for people who kill emergency workers to receive life sentences, the Daily Express reports. The paper says Leslie Harper is campaigning against soft sentences after the driver was jailed for 16 years. And that driver will probably be out in less than 8 with good behaviour. But I think she's right. I think that, I don't think it should just be for emergency workers though. I think if you're, doing the ultimate crime, you should do the ultimate time. And, some countries have got the death sentence, so I'm not pro-death sentence, but I'm really not, anti-death sentence. I think that my mind wavers between, if somebody takes a life, do we have the right to take their life? Do they deserve then to remain in society as well? Should we have to pay for them to be put in jail? That's kind of my argument, and I don't know where I firmly lie. I think that if the death sentence is going to be used on somebody, you have to be 2000% sure that it's that person, and that person can't have shown any remorse whatsoever. It has to be a proper psychopath. But what do? What happens if it turns out that you're wrong? That means you're as guilty as the other person. You've taken a life. It opens up a massive can of worms. It's a brutal thing to be considering in everything. But I don't know. It's maybe we should discuss this. Maybe we should have a discussion show. Are you for or against the death sentence? I think that would be quite a contentious and serious thing to do. I think it would be worthwhile doing as well, actually. Note to self, future content, do discussion show about the death sentence. It could be quite crazy. Right, here we go. The Metro says hot 4-day heat wave starts today, and it's going to be more sizzling than Jamaica. Wow. I can't wait, just when I go back to work. That's if they let me go back to work. We'll wait and see. We want Andrew's law, says PC Wife. Yeah, and going back to this again, that's it should be. He's doing his job. People are breaking the law, and he's doing his job. He's putting himself in harm's way to protect yourself and your property. And he's chosen that career. He's not been forced into it, and he paid the ultimate price. Such a damn shame. It really is. Poor guy. We want Andrew's Law, says Metro's headline, which covers the same campaign points and campaign points out that the driver, 19-year-old Henry Long, will be eligible for parole in 10 years, not 8 years. Sorry. The photo of a hazy sunset also heralds the start of a 4-day heat wave to be more sizzling than Jamaica. What terrible thing happened in Beirut yesterday as well, isn't it? Let's see. Here we go, the Times. Is that... No way. That's not the hole that's been left in Beirut. Let's just check. Oh, it is. Holy crap, you need to see the bigger picture. Let's make this just a little bit bigger, but whoa. And they said that was fireworks. I think we'll have a little look more at this at the end, because when I looked at it, I mean, my experience, they must have been kept together, really close together, not following fireworks safety thing. Well, I was the manager in charge of looking after the fireworks at my store, and we had ridiculous protocols for the licensing for it, because they are explosives after all. They have to be a certain space apart. They can't be up against a wall when they're stored. They have to be in a fireproof container. They have to be kept locked, and only responsible and competent people having access to it. There's certain laws about selling them. That's the retail side of it. But the wholesale side of it, when we're looking after them, you know, the licensing people come in to check it at random things, and if you've not got that right, that's it. You lose your license straight away. You know, it's not as bad as alcohol. I don't think you can go to jail or be fined for it, but you just lose your license. And then you can't store them on site after your licensing period. So our licensing period is run up to Fireworks Day, which is the 5th of November, Christmas and New Year. It's kind of wow, and to think that that is the hole in the ground, and the devastation caused by that's a lot of fireworks. I think it's more than that. Wow, that's crazy. Did you see the video of it? We'll see if we can find a video of it. Okay, an aerial shot of the scarred landscape of Beirut after Tuesday's explosion dominates the Times front page. The paper's main story reports the government's planning revolution, which aims to limit the power of local politicians to block now projects and create a construction boost. Red tape to be slashed on planning revolution. That's fair enough. Okay, The Guardian. Rushed planning shake-up will lead to more slums, expert warns. It could be if you've got rich people, business people that are wanting to cut costs in the building. Of course they will. There has to be a certain element of planning, but I'm all for, you know, to let the planning part drop a little bit to allow, you know, maybe streamlining what we've got better. More people looking at the plans. I don't know, because if you relax planning restrictions, if that's part of what this is, you will end up with lower quality housing, because profit will come into it, and as soon as profit and bottom line comes into it, the soul goes out of the project. You know, that's just part and parcel for everything. Beirut explosion risks were ignored, okay? But The Guardian raises concerns about the reduction of democratic oversight, saying that planning shake-up could choke off affordable housing and lead to the creation of slum dwellings. The paper also pictures rescue workers in Beirut, as it reports there were repeated warnings of the risk of explosion. Wow. The Eye, the lost city. Look at that. That's incredible. 300,000 homeless, 5,000 injured, and more than 100 dead following a massive explosion that devastated Beirut. And we've pledged $5 million in humanitarian aid to help the victims. That's really nice. Huge blast caused by 2,750 tons of ammunition nitrate. Right, it's not fireworks, that's good. That had been stored unsafely in port warehouse. Ammunition nitrate, that's the raw material for making grenades, for making like tank rounds, you know, the explosive parts in ammunition. No wonder that was a potent explosion, because that is a cascade reaction waiting to happen. See, I was thinking fireworks stored normally, if one goes off, the chances of the rest going off, if you follow the right protocols, is not gonna, it might happen, there's always that risk, but it's less likely to happen if you take the right precautions. But if that wow, yeah, that I can see now why that went off. When you see the video, it's unbelievable. The Lost Cities headline is what the Eye newspaper, over an image of dust and smoke hanging over the rubble that was Beirut's port area. The paper says the explosion left 300,000 people homeless and killed more than 100. Seals the collapse of Lebanon. Wow, these poor people. You know, because the port's devastated, that's their only deep water port for getting food and supplies into the city, you know, for trade and stuff. That's crazy. Pledge to punish the negligent as Beirut blast death toll passes 135. Good God. Financial Times headline quotes Lebanon's president Michel Aoun pledging to punish the negligent following the blast. The paper says port officials were under house arrest after initial investigations suggested that the cause of the explosion was thousands of tons of fertilizer. Well, they say fertilizer, ammunition nitrate, stored for 6 years. 6 years! Why would you store that stuff in a port warehouse for 6 years? Unless it's actually designed for these pictures are awful. Look at that. That's deeply concerning. Pupils face exam chaos, life sentence. 500,000 patients have long COVID. What is long COVID? A photo of an army helicopter dropping water on the smouldering wreckage of Beirut's port fills much of the Daily Telegraph's front page. Its lead story reports on warnings from private school head teachers that pupils face a life sentence if they cannot appeal against their grades, which were awarded this year under statistical model after exams were cancelled. You know, that's another one of those coronavirus could have been better organised moments going on there. They could have done the exams, they could have prepared them over the summer and leading into the new term, or for those in 6th year, you know, maybe do them at the end of the summer holidays. There could have been ways to do this. You know, they could have even done staggered exams. Where basically instead of having everybody in for say one particular exam, they could do that over 3 days but have 3 different exams, so they couldn't sort of take the papers away and cheat. There's a lot of different ways. Daily Mirror, more to go it alone on testing. Councils say government system doesn't work and devised their own. What's this for? For the track and trace. Yeah, track and trace is interesting. Albeit it's not working 100% in Scotland, it's still working better than it is down south, but we will come on to that as well. I had my first experience of it. I'm quiet. Hold on. Thanks, Barry. Hold on. Checking it out. Hello. Is that better? I hope so. Or are you just saying that because it's nice to have me be quiet, Barry? Hopefully that's better. Everything's set up correctly. The mic was down about 10% than it usually was. Thank you for that though. Hopefully you can hear me a bit better. My voice is rather soft today though. But that's part and parcel. Right, Daily Mail. Fury of Caroline Flack's mum over show trial death. Stars show trial death. Perfect. Thanks, man. Bridesmaid for Diana was guest on Epstein's Island. Wow. Wow. It just gets juicy, doesn't it? It's because I was young, naive and lucky to escape, Mother of Four tells Mail. One of the bridesmaids at the wedding of Diana, Princess of Wales, tells the Daily Mail that she was a guest on the private island and jet of paedophile Jeffrey Epstein. She tells the paper she was young and naive and very lucky to escape, but that she did not experience or witness any abuse. Well, there you go. Good for you. I'm glad that you escaped. Let's be more concerned about the people that didn't. Cheaper than the sun and a lot more fun. Okay, that's what the Daily Star. Is that what they're saying? It says it's 50p there, but it's 10p there. Right, okay. 40 degrees, it's a sizzler. Show trial too much for my girl Caroline's mum, inquest fury. Right, okay. And she still said yes. Okay, hopeless romantic Albert burns down home after asking girlfriend to marry him with tea light candles. Oh dear. Unlucky, buddy. And she still said yes. Oh boy. And the Daily Star reports on the misfortunes of a hopeless romantic, Albert Nedrew, who spelled out "marry me" in candles to propose to his girlfriend, only to burn down their flat. And she still said yes, as the paper's incredulous headline over an image of the happy couple struggling in their wrecked home. Bless. And that's the papers. I feel sorry for Beirut. I'm going to go and have a wee looky-loo for some Beirut. How the hell do you spell Beirut again? I'm terrible for that. There we are. B-E-I. Beirut explosion video. Oh, it's mental. Mental chicken oriental. I'm going to find a good video for it. I don't think there's anything, but it's really, it's friggin' mental to when you look at it. I mean, I remember watching it and I was like, oh my god. Right, let's get the headphones on so we can check the sound. Whoa. Right, okay. Let's bring it back. Here we go. Watch this. Whoa. And that was the shockwave. God. That was very distressing. Oh, those poor people. Those poor people, and I'm going to say right now, the people that have stored that ammunition nitrate need to be. They need to be. I don't know. There's another one from The Guardian, and it's got a warning on it. Some viewers may find the following footage. I found that one from a mile away quite distressing. Let's look at this one. Oh my God. Dear God. I think you should take a minute, just at some point today, to consider that we have exceptionally high standards for storing such things, and even like I said about fireworks, because that's awful. I mean, can you imagine? We're in Edinburgh. We've got a warehouse district sort of thing down at Leith, down at the port of Leith and the Leith Docks area. There's places where stuff comes in. We've got Rosyth. We've got various. But can you imagine something like that on that scale happening at Leith? It would flatten a good chunk of Edinburgh. It doesn't bear thinking about these poor people that have been left homeless, and the terror that that looked like a nuclear explosion. Can you imagine, what was going through their minds? Oh my God, it is started. It's there. My heart goes out to these people. It really does. Here's a wee video. It's about the analysis of it. I don't know whether I want to watch that. It's awful. There's lots of videos. Just type into YouTube Here, I'll put the link in the chit chat. Actually, this is on the back of the search. Yeah. Oh my God, on Faslane. Yes, Faslane is where we store our. It's the base for Britain's nuclear deterrent. We don't store a massive stock of ammonium nitrate there, but we do store nuclear warheads. But they can't be armed or primed until they're actually in a missile on a submarine. So again, it's down to standards, but anything can happen. Anything can happen at all. Just negligence, just people being careless. Can you imagine people being careless with a nuclear warhead? And Faslane is 30 miles away from the most densely populated part of Scotland. It's like 30 miles from Glasgow. So if a nuclear accident, occurred there, and the winds were blowing east, it's going to wipe out a chunk of Glasgow and probably a good chunk of Edinburgh at the same time, depending which way the wind was blowing. It's awful, absolutely awful. But these poor people, these poor people in Beirut, take a minute to think today. Just spare a thought for them. Send them some love through the ether of the universe, and express your anger at the negligence of these people. That 6 years, over 1,000 tons of weapons grade nitrate explosives. That's just insane. In a warehouse, that's just mental. That was a disaster waiting to happen. That was an inevitability. You should be ashamed of yourself, the people that were in charge of that. I wonder if the top dog, the main man, or the main woman, okay, whomever it was sitting there every day going, we're going to have to do something about that nitrate. We'll do it tomorrow. We're too busy today. We're going to have to do something about that night. Driving home. Shit, we didn't do anything about that again. We'll do it tomorrow. I wonder if it went through if they realised, or if they were like, nah, it's just safe there. It's in a building. Nobody's going to touch that. It just takes one, it can be just a little bit too hot in there, a little bit of an electrical spark. Somebody drops a cigarette outside the door and it starts a fire. Oh, just starts a fire, I mean, I'm going to go and look at the video and analysis of it after this, to see if they know. If it looked like there was a fire that started first before the explosion, but when that stuff heats up, and then you have that pressure explosion going on, you're talking, if one bit goes off, the rest of it will go off under the ways the chemical cascade and the instant heat and pressure. And it's a volatile thing. So if you've got if 1 ton block explodes, the rest of it's going off. If it's densely packed, and if it's densely packed, wow, you have had it. Dear God, that first video was really disturbing. Didn't realise it was going to be that bad. Apologies. Just hearing people scream in the distance. That was proper terror. Proper fear. Prayers are with you, Beirut. Prayers are definitely with you. It's very upsetting. Okay, so we are back tonight. Indeed, we are back tonight at 11 o'clock tonight, for a little bit of a doozy. Hold on, there we go. We should really put up the. Hang on, we can do this. We can do this. Let's see. We should have this picture up, shouldn't we? Because there we go. Excellent. I quite like this picture, the one that I made here. Hold on, let's get it up. Have a wee chat about this. Okay, and boom. There you go. Radio Apocalypse Season 2 trailer launch Thursday, the 6th of August 2300 hours GMT. RadioApocalypse.live YouTube. Yes, tell your friends. We're going to have a wee chat about the evolution of the channel and do the trailer drop and let you know what season 2 is all about. That's going to be quite interesting. It's a good discussion about my influences and my inspiration of actually putting this together. So yeah, hold on a minute. That red hand is sitting over there. There we go. And then hold on, you need to be down there a bit. There we go. That's better. Haha. Right. Good. We're done. We're done. I will see you all tonight. I hope you know, do this. My mum has a ribbon on the fence at Faz Lane. Okay, she's angry that it's being stored there. This explosion is exactly an example. Yeah. The good thing is though, Mum, that Faz Lane, as far as I remember, don't store ammonium nitrate on their facilities, because it's I don't think they're allowed to, because it's a nuclear facility. They can store ammunition, but they don't make the ammunition there. The ammunition is not actually made by it's made by private companies in the UK, and they've got strict storage facilities. There was a place down just outside Newcastle that made guns and ammunition. I think was it Vickers? I can't remember. I don't know whether they're still there or not. I could be wrong. Anyway, tonight, trailer drop. Let's see what season 2 is going to be all about. That will be fun. And like I say, we'll get the boys on as well to have a wee chat about it, and we'll move forward from there, because I am going to be going back to work soon. Can you believe that? After all this, all back to work, and yeah, that's us done. We shall speak to you later. Have a good day. Make sure you drink lots. Wash your hands, wipe those surfaces, ensure that your dog is walked, and bake a cake. Get a glass of wine. Enjoy life.